We have with us Puneet Chandok, the President for Microsoft India and South Asia, and Ravi Kumar S, Chief Executive Officer of Cognizant. Welcome to ET Now, gentlemen.
Thank you.
My first question is to you, Puneet. Where do you see India standing in the global AI landscape? And could you take us through Microsoft's contribution in making India an AI powerhouse?
First of all, thank you for having us, and awesome to be with Ravi today. I think the Prime Minister's vision of Viksit Bharat by 2047, India becoming a developed country, and I think for that to happen, India has to become an AI powerhouse, as you said, an AI-first nation. And I think we are on our way there. And if I look at classrooms to boardrooms, from commerce to communities, there's real AI impact starting to happen. As Microsoft, we're committed. In fact, when Satya was in India in January, we announced a commitment to invest $3 billion between this year and next year on AI and cloud infrastructure, training 10 million people on AI skills in the country and really moving India forward. So we're really excited about that. And then finally, I think we're off the hype cycle on AI. We're seeing pragmatic value now with use cases across both numerator and denominator. Numerator is top line impact, and denominator is more productivity and efficiency. But again, across the board, lots of impact coming through and a lot more to do.
Right. So Ravi, how are AI-driven functionalities and services, and particularly the partnership with Microsoft, helping Cognizant up the game and is boosting your revenues and customer engagement?
Thank you for having us, and thanks, Puneet, for joining me today. You know, Microsoft has a phenomenal partnership with us. We are excited about what we do with them very comprehensively, all the way from what we do on the Copilot, what we consume inside the company. In fact, we are one of the leading consumers of Copilot. Equally, how do we take the showcase and emulate it to our clients? I mean, it's kind of that way. We also integrated OpenAI into our flagship healthcare platform, which is housing at least 2/3 of the US population, insured population. So the partnership is much more very comprehensive, including the fact that even the Azure consumption, which is almost the foundation on which the AI layer is one of those biggest strength areas for Cognizant. The areas where we see the most consumption of AI, I mean, I have roughly around 1,200 odd projects running in, and they fall in 4 categories. The first is tech for tech. Now, what I mean by tech for tech is using AI to write software code. Right. We are one of the first system integrators which has actually measured what we do on tech for tech. In fact, GitHub is one of the code assist platforms which is very popularly used inside the company. 20% of my code is accepted by developers, and it actually used inside Cognizant. So 20% of the code is written by AI. So that's the first use case. We do that for ourselves, we do it for our clients, and that's the first use case. The second use case is content aggregation. I mean, that's the big category where a lot of use cases are. I mean, those are also productivity-led. You source content from different parts of a value chain, and you aggregate that for meaningful insights. The third is primarily, I would say, customer service and employee experience. That's a big category where we see AI use cases. And the fourth, which is the smallest, is content generation. That is the smallest today, but it is probably going to become the largest at some point of time, because you want more creative work to be done by AI. So when that matures, and the maturity of the models, you're going to see that mushroom over a period of time. So these are the 4 categories in which we see projects coming, and of course Microsoft is a big partner in this journey.
Right. So Puneet, Microsoft and Cognizant, you are taking your partnership to the next stage, to the next level, and now this is a strategic partnership. How is this partnership ushering in a new era of AI and that's boosting efficiency, both in serving your customers and also with Copilot and also with cloud solutions?
I think, as Ravi said, right, this is a strategic partnership. This is meaningful for both Microsoft and Cognizant. And going back to this theme around saying customers are over the hype cycle, they're looking for pragmatic value. And for us to deliver that, we and Microsoft and Cognizant need to come together and make that happen. I think there are three aspects to the partnership. First is what Ravi spoke about, Cognizant deploying Microsoft tools like Copilot, so the 25,000 Copilots being deployed and driving productivity in Cognizant. Second is going to market together, so across the global 2,000 customers that Cognizant has, going and really making AI transformation real and impactful. Third is skilling. 35,000 people at Cognizant have been skilled on GitHub Copilot, another 40,000 to be skilled, and Ravi is really building a future-ready workforce, and we're partnering with them to make that happen, right? So across all three, which is like deploy Microsoft tools and capabilities within Cognizant, go to market together, and then build skills in a future-ready workforce. That's how we're coming together to really deliver pragmatic value for customers.
Right. So Ravi, we've heard a lot about, the potential of AI, of creating jobs in the future. Could you tell us, could you take us through, what are the risks AI can pose as a disruptor to, the workforces of the future? And in fact, I think Cognizant has also done some study on this topic. So can you give us more idea about this?
Yeah. Tech disruptions in the last 50 years, if you've seen, if we pivot it well, it creates jobs of the future, significantly more jobs of the future, and it takes away jobs of the past. I mean, if you double down on it, double click on it, what you will notice is AI's biggest impact on productivity is at a task level. And if we can start to reorganize jobs where tasks done by machines can coexist with humans and actually, in some sense, amplify the human potential, then we can significantly improve productivity. So the study we did was we took 18,000 tasks, we took 1,000 occupations, and we ran a process of organizing jobs and seeing what tasks humans do today, what they could be potentially doing in the future. And we created something called an exposure score. An exposure score, by the way, exposure scores change because AI is improving over time. It's a general purpose technology. So it's pervasive and it improves over time. We did a map all the way from 2023 to 2032, what the exposure scores for these jobs are going to be. And we created something called a friction score. And the friction score is all about what does it take to reskill this individual to a new set of tasks. I mean, interestingly, the new jobs are not very different. The new jobs have a new set of tasks and some old set of tasks and some which are actually done by machines. So if you put that in the mix, you can arguably say the jobs are enhanced. They are not really new jobs. And if you see it with that context, then you can actually improve productivity. And this could mean those humans who are actually doing those jobs can actually be doing tasks which they couldn't do before.
Right.
And some could be complementary to what they do, and some could be incrementally new to what they could do. So that's how we did this, and the friction scores and the exposure scores gives us a view of which jobs, what skilling is needed. We put them in a bubble map, and we created this analysis. So I think if we pivot this to the future well, I think we will create upward social mobility in jobs. And if we have upward social mobility in jobs, you're going to find this tool to be one of the most productive tools to improve wages of people, to access jobs they couldn't access, to create productivity which is of extraordinary levels, to hand over expertise to people on their fingertips. So, I mean, the art of the possibilities to do this changes the opportunity we have. It will actually bridge the gap between occupations. It will bridge the gap within an occupation and between occupations. So, you're going to democratize skills. So all this put together is you're going to make skills and jobs much more accessible to people.
Right. In the last visit to India, Satya Nadella committed $3 billion over a period of 2 years for skilling and also AI and cloud in India. So how's Microsoft looking to move forward with this commitment, and have you taken any steps so far?
So I think, first of all, I just want to build on what Ravi said. It was fascinating, right? Which is, one is We're seeing AI play a role in tech to tech, tech for tech, which is make tech more efficient. Second is expand markets and create more TAM that we couldn't serve earlier. So I think that's one thing which I just want to reinforce. As Microsoft, going back to your point, right, when Satya was here, we made the commitment of $3 billion in AI and data infrastructure and cloud infrastructure and training 10 million people in India over the next few years. We're committed to that. It's a big vote of confidence for India and our commitment, and we truly want to do stuff that moves the country forward. So as Microsoft, super excited and committed to doing that, and then this partnership with Cognizant is something that will allow us to deliver real pragmatic value for our customers globally.
Wonderful. Ravi, Puneet, thanks for speaking to ET Now.
Thank you.
Thank you.